Hello, hello. Hey, how are you? Today we're going to create a love dragon. This really cute guy right here. Here's a little profile with no body on that one as well, but super cute. So we're gonna break this down using Valentine's as our creative source, like what elements from Valentine's could we put in this dragon, and that will be really cool so that you can create your own look as well. So let's get to it. Be right back. All right, so we have our love dragon right here, and we're going to break down how to draw this cutie. So we have, just always think about simple shapes. So looking at that head, it's a circle. And then the snout is like a rectangle. And it's about, here's half of the circle. It's a little bit higher than halfway. So just draw rounded rectangle to the side. And then when we have the ear, right about here on the circle, and the neck comes out about the base, that like halfway, if you did a diagonal, halfway. And then the bottom of that neck is right here. So we can start off going from left to right, and it's kind of like a it's a curve, like a big curve. So we're coming with this neck and we're coming down, big curve, and there's the tail. And then we're going to replicate. We want it to go thin and then thick around the body and the tail. So thin, thick, and there's the tail. Then we have the horns that are basically like triangle shape that curve out and then curve back in, like that. And then we are doing the arms. So about here, coming out right before the belly. So we just come out, and I do these like little fingers. And when you make illustrations, it's usually, you can do 5, which is very similar to what we have in real life, or just in your illustration you can have 4, because the hands tend to get really big when you do 5. So that's just your style preference. So then coming up here, this is further, things that are closer to us are bigger, things that are further away are smaller. So I'm making this other hand just a little bit smaller. It's behind. And then for the legs, this comes out about this area. So we're getting that thigh, getting this foot. So you can just do like a U, like that. And then we're just mimicking that with this one. And it's going from thick to thin. So thick, thin. And then the foot is like another triangle. So if you were to connect it, you can go like that. You come in with those feet. with those toes, just like the hands. And then that other leg you can't see because it's behind. And drawing through is what we just did, is when we didn't care about the line. We went over the line, because you can always remove that. And you'll just get a better shape, a better drawing when you just draw through. If you try to estimate where something is going to end, that's when things start looking kind of strange, because it's really hard to just connect. It's just easier to just have that shape overlap and then erase what you don't want. And now we're doing the belly. So there's that like striped belly. It differentiates the side from the belly. So you just take another line and connect to where that arm was going, overlapping. And then here too, going right there. And don't worry about the tail. And then we're doing those lines. It's the shape is like to the side, so the lines are going diagonal. They're not going straight up and down, they're going to the side. So we just, as if we were going to go like this, only we're not doing the whole body. We're just doing the belly. And that gives it dimension. I'm trying not to connect an arm line with the belly line, because that's called a tangent. And when lines connect like that, it tricks your eye. Your eye doesn't know what's going on with the information you're giving it. Like, is this in front? Is this behind? It doesn't make sense. So there's that. There's the belly. And then you can do the eye, just about in this area. And the nose, the nostril is right there. And then when it comes to things that make up Valentine's, like hearts, and so what element would you put on this dragon that would make it look like it's a love dragon, is by putting some of those familiar shapes onto your dragon. So that those spikes that you can sometimes see on the back of one, why don't we make some hearts? And we can do that having them split in half. So these shapes are hearts. It just has a line in the middle. So, and we're having those like swoop. So we're having those kind of go backwards. We're not having them like complete spikes. You could if you want. These are the things that change your style up. So these are the choices that you can always make. But for now, you're just following me. And we're making what I made before. So it's like that. Just draw your hearts first, and then we'll split them later. And if you want, you can move your paper. This feels weird. Character design is really fun because you can just brainstorm what things communicate what you're trying to say. And usually those things are already there. Those shapes, those symbols, everything that we see is already communicating in that way. So identifying it is really fun to use in your own work. So now I'm just splitting those hearts. connect the snout to the head by erasing that. Any lines that you don't want, this is your time to erase. Just really look over your drawing. And when it comes to those little elbows and kneecaps, really little lines on that ankle, I'm doing like a ampersand. Is it ampersand? No, not ampersand, the @ symbol. So, and here's where you would turn and little @ symbol for the knee and the elbow there. And now we're gonna mix some paint and paint these cutie. All right, be right back. Okay, so I have my paints here, and we have, right here I have Rose d'Or and Potter's Pink, I believe. So I love mixing those together. And looking at the values on this dragon, it's really light on the face, and then it's a little bit darker on the side, on the belly, and then lighter throughout and darker on the knee. So I actually have my pinks, but then I think I added just a little bit to warm it up, just a little bit of orange. Love to have some variety here, and just warms things up. So a little bit more. Okay, and we're starting with our light value, so I'm just grabbing that, and I'm going from left to right, thinking about my light source, what I want to be dark and light. Try to maintain that control. Just adding some water, blending out. Including the belly, doing those arms. Adding just a little bit more water, blending out. I want to make sure we're not going too dark, so we have areas that we can make darker. Now I'm going to grab just a little bit more. My pink, it's a little bit darker. And this is where I'm coming back in on that neck, coming into this under on the belly, on top. This is Wet into Wet. And just really makes things seamless. These still mix, but there is contrast. And we miss the horns. So I'm going to go and grab a little bit more paint. Still trying to keep my values. Don't want to go super dark on the horns. It's nice. These are more pink because I didn't add the orange back. So again, the contrast. And now this is pretty dry at the very top of this blending, and I just want this to just keep doing its thing. So I'm going to make some more of my mix. Both of those pinks in there, a little bit of orange. Whoa, that's a lot of orange. If you want that, that's fine. The more orange that you add, the more peach it'll be. Okay, and I want a little bit of contrast, so I want my darker pink right here, just something I can keep jumping around to. I don't want everything to look exactly the same on these hearts on the back. So this should be enough to reach. To use this mix throughout the whole thing. So there's areas that I'm dropping in more pigment. There's areas that don't have as much pigment. That's a way to have variety. Now I'm grabbing into my pinker mixture. Just pulling it down. Making sure there's always variety so that I don't end up with a flat wash. I rarely use flat washes, just mostly like a blush, really. Just love to have, to make the watercolor shine and see those differences. Just making another bit of a mixture so that I can get my blush. And that's just a circle on that cheek. That's a lot of water. If I leave that like that, it's gonna dry and just have like a line around it, so I don't want that. And can't find my paper towel. One moment. So I found one, and I'm just gonna soak that up. I'm actually gonna take some more pigment. Drop that in there. I'm gonna use my brush as a sponge. It's going to be a more subtle blush than in my first one, but maybe let's do this. Okay, added in some pink, and it's really nice consistency. It's not a total puddle, just a little bit. You can look from the side and see if it's really kind of bubbled up on the paper. That's what I don't want. All right, here we go. Has a little bit of contrast, some dimension, really cute. Love dragon. And then here's how you can block letter the word love. So we can actually do the whole thing. Let's just do it. Let's say love dragon. So that's L-O-V-E and then D-R-A-G-O-N. See if there's anything they have in common. They do. It's like four, five, 6 letters for dragon, and that goes right in the middle. So we can do them looking really cute, stacked on top of each other. So hey, future E here. coming from the future. So I'm trying to show you how to do the love dragon in block lettering because it didn't really show up. So here we go. When I did it, I said L-O-V-E, and then, actually, hold on a second. Okay. L-O-V-E, and then D-R-A-G-O-N. So we have those 4 letters have in common. So you can just stack them. So here's how you draw. You hand letter this. Trying to keep everything the same height. And then start with the R. And then A. It really helps to write it down first because our brains don't like to multitask. So then there's that, and then here's the D. And then here's the N. And there's Love Dragon. Now I'm going to paint that as well. Just going to blend colors into each other, just a gradient. And then what does this dragon do? Instead of blowing out fire, does it blow out love? Does it blow out hearts? Is it like a love potion dragon? Wherever it goes, it makes the mood better. Just fun to imagine, you know? What does it do? Are there tons? Or is it the only one? Is it like Tigger? The only one of its kind? This is very monochrome. Pretty much one color. For the most part, pink, a little bit of analogous with that drop of orange in there, and you can really push it. You can add more. There you go. There's our love dragon. You can also do some hearts. I'm gonna split them. Where do I want to put a third one? Put it right there. Nice odd numbers. So I'm going to mix again. Okay. And do one side. Blue to another side. Be a little subtle. You can even see, I'm going to add a little bit of, I keep saying a little bit of orange, but it's so powerful. Just drop it in. Very cute. You can even do a little house, so it's like flying over something. So, which would just be a square, and then a triangle, and a little door, a little chimney, and a little doorknob. You can do that if you want. You can draw whatever you want. So super cute, right? I love it. So I can't wait to see yours. Share, and I can't wait to see. It's going to be really, really cute. And when you're done, any other details that you want to amp up, if they got really faded away with all the painting and stuff, you can go back in and just darken. So I'll darken that eye, darken that nose. With the horns, it's the same thing as like the body. You're just wrapping around. Imagine you're wrapping around. That's what the shape actually is. It's round, so it has to have like a curve, just like a candy cane. It's going around. It's not straight lines on top. So very cute. Hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what you make. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.